My name is Dean Dettlaff, and I'm the Dean of the Graduate College of Social Work here at the University of Houston. And I want to welcome all of you to the GCSW and let you know how excited I am that you've chosen the GCSW to be the place where you will receive your Master's of Social Work degree. And mostly, I'm excited that you've chosen social work as your profession and the career that you want to do for the rest of your life. I was somewhat of a late bloomer in discovering social work. When I was 22 years old, I moved to Texas from Chicago, and up until that point I had been attending junior college, didn't really know what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I moved to Texas and I started going to TCU, still undecided as a major, and then one night I saw a news story about Child Protective Services. And in this news story, a reporter went on a ride-along with a Child Protective Services investigator. And this CPS worker talked about how meaningful the work was for her and the help that she was doing for helping some very vulnerable children and families. And I recognized right away that that was the kind of work that I wanted to do. The next day I changed my major to social work. I did my undergraduate internship in Child Protective Services in Fort Worth, Texas. And it's really one of the best decisions that I've ever made. So I'm so excited for all of you that you've chosen social work as your career. After I worked in Child Protective Services for about 6 years, I got my master's degree while I was working in CPS at the University of Texas in Arlington. And then a few years later, I went on to get my PhD and went into academia, but always remained involved in the child welfare system. The research that I started to focus on was something that I was very disturbed by while I worked in the system, and that was looking at racial disparities in the child welfare system, particularly looking at the overrepresentation of African American children in that system and ways to address that overrepresentation. I've always been very passionate about injustices in our society, and particularly in our social service systems. That's part of the reasons, or part of what motivated me to as a social worker, and it's really informed the work that I've done here at the GCSW since I've been dean. The vision of our Graduate College of Social Work is to achieve social, racial, economic, and political justice. And as a faculty, as a college, we developed that vision very intentionally. At the GCSW, we don't want to just promote social justice or advocate for social justice. We want to achieve social justice. Everything that we do around in the college revolves around that vision. And as students in the GCSW, we expect you to be involved in addressing that vision as well. So the most important thing I want you to know as a student of the GCSW is that as social workers, you really have a dual responsibility. First, you have the responsibility to your clients to enhance and address their well-being. Whether that client is an individual, a family, a community, or an organization, you have the responsibility to address the needs of that client. But as social workers, you also have a responsibility to address the larger injustices in our society that create the need for social workers in the first place. We live in a society where there continues to be injustice. We live in a society where there is not equity in opportunities and there is not equality in outcomes. And at the GCSW, we want to be part of bringing about the change necessary to address that. So as social workers in the GCSW, I expect all of you to not only be advocates for social justice, but to be activists, addressing social justice and doing the work that's necessary, being engaged and involved to address the social injustices that we're experiencing. So I hope that you'll be involved as a student. I hope that you'll let me know of things that you want to be involved in if we're not providing those opportunities for you. I hope that you'll come see me, tell me about your experiences here, and I hope that you enjoy your time at the GCSW. I look forward to seeing you as you walk across the stage at graduation. Thank you. All right.